Glad to have you back on the second half of this crucial match right on Global TV. The venue substitution has been already effected and we have a new player in the studio. I'm talking about Honorable Chidi. He is the CEO of City FC and also double as the president of Club Owners Association. He's in the studio here with us, of course. Dr. Ima Atta is still here with us in the studio, and we are looking at the developmental aspect of Nigerian homegrown football. Honorable Chidi, let me welcome you into the program. Now, let's go straight to business. What can we do to move Nigeria league to where fans can be rushing to watch, like what we're having with league out of the country?
Thank you, Clinton. Thank you for having me. I remember the last time I was here, this question was asked, and I told you the only way forward is for what we see in the Premier League in Europe and other parts of Africa, like South Africa, Morocco, Egypt, and so on and so forth, is that governments will limit their influence in clubs, in football in Nigeria. Government should just have some percentage to play.
Are you clashing with government already?
Not really. It's all about business. Football is the biggest business in the world. So if you don't allow what do you call, the private-owned companies to own football or run football in Nigeria, we will not get to where we all expect to get in Nigerian football.
Okay, let me still new in the field, still put it to you. So what is the corporate body doing in terms of ownership, in terms of operation, in terms of support for some of these clubs?
Like I said, it's very simple. Anywhere anybody puts his money is where the person's mind is. And that's where your mouth is, wherever you put your money. So limiting the influence of government in football in Nigeria and allow the private entity to run the football club is where you have more money in the league, have more control in the league. There will be more accountabilities in everything, the way the clubs and footballers are run in Nigeria. That is the only way you see the fans. Because anybody that is putting his money will make sure security is top-notch in the stadium where people can come with their families to watch football. You cannot see some of the things you see in some government clubs or stadium that will go to watch games. So it's a very simple thing. If you see what South Africa have done, what Morocco has done, you see people coming with their children, kids and all that to watch football. It's private stake that they have more private control into their leagues.
Mr. Imamolata, what can you offer to attract Nigerians? Talking about what do you have in the Nigerian NLL that people will start running for? Like what we have in other parts of the country. He mentioned South Africa and Morocco. What can we do?
Yeah, first of all...
do we have the talent, first of all?
That's what I say. We have more than enough talents in this country. God has blessed Nigeria with so many talents. It's just for us to continue to tap into these talents. And tap by discovering them, and let us go back to what we call grassroots football, to the primary school football competition. You know, sorry, I'll give you a little example of myself. Way back when I was in the university, I was the director of sports of ABU, Modibele University in Zaria then. We met the late Emir of Zaria, Alhaji Idris, God bless his soul, and told him that we want to organize competition for primary schools in Zaria. And the Emir sent people to Kano to get us a trophy and gave us money to support the program. And we organized competition for all the primary schools in Zaria, and there we discovered players. And these players later went on to form clubs. Like some came to my own junior clubs, under 13 clubs, called Tornadoes. Others have different names. But do you know that some of these players grew up to play for this country? We have people like Francis Obinwe. The national under-20 female coach, Christopher Danjuma, was my player. He started from under-13. And he went on to play for the Super Eagles. You have Victor Wikadison, Effiong. So if we encourage, when we talk of grassroots, we are not talking of academies where you see players 20 years, 20-something years, they're in academy. No, let's start from the primary, secondary. I'm happy the Principal Cup is back. This is where we groom talents. Henry Wosu was just 17 years when he played for the Super Eagles. Stephen Keshi and co, we are all under 20 when they played for the Super Eagles. So we have the talents, but let us tap these talents, and these are the ways you can get them out. Then the other aspect is to ensure the security of all our stadiums. Our last speaker who was here, Dr. Ayo, mentioned that in Europe you see families going to the stadium with their children, everybody. Yes, we can do it in Nigeria, but we must ensure the security of our stadium. And that's why we, in the Nigerian National League, we are not taking security matters very simple at all. If you breach any security, you are heavily sanctioned, both the FA and the offending club. So there must be security in our stadium. Then we must have good playing pitches so that these fans will be attracted to see good football. Without pitches that are good, you can't play good football. And that's why in the NNL, we don't care who you are. We had a lot of pressure, but those few that did not meet our expectation, we are not approved. We sent things to other friendly stadiums that meet our expectation, and that's how it is being played till today. So these are some of the ways we can attract spectatorship, even attract sponsorship. Then we are talking of officiating. We must ensure fair play. The officiating must almost be perfect. Yes, the referees are human beings. There could be error, but it should not be deliberate error. So if officiating is wonderful, people will definitely come to the stadium. Sponsors will be encouraged. If Team A is going to play away, let it go with confidence that I can win that match. And that is the magic happening now in the Nigerian National League. Go and see, unlike the past, teams are now winning away matches, drawing away grounds, home teams are losing, and heaven has not fallen. So these are all things that will attract sponsorship also.
Okay, finally, your last words, Honorable Chief.
Well, I told you the other time, if you see the new board that has been set in the Nigerian National League, you can see a lot of changes has come into the league. That is why a lot of people are now paying attention to Nigerian National League. So the board has been doing a marvelous job, and they've been doing a whole lot of changes from the past where we have failed in the past. I can, well, the only thing I can tell Nigerians is that Nigerian National League is where everybody is expected to be now. So we are welcoming everybody to come into the league.
We welcome everybody to be part of the National League. It has been a wonderful moment taking a look at grassroots development in Nigeria, and our focus has been the King's Game football. My guest in the studio has been Mr. Emmanuel Atta, a one-time welfare officer of the national team that came home with the African Cup of Nations all the way from South Africa. Today he's putting his experience in helping to bring the younger one back to the podium. I want to say a big thank you to you, of course, Honorable Chidi Okonkwo, the CEO of City FC. Are we playing this week?
Yeah, we're playing this Sunday. It's a local derby.
Okay. So Global TV will be there. We also want to say a big thank you to Dr. Ayo Abdurrahman, who is the operating officer of the NNL, has been part of today's edition of the program, Midday Discourse, special dedication to the development of football in the country. The gentlemen were in Global TV to have an understanding, to start having the beam of Made in Nigerian Football. Until we come again for another interesting edition of the program, Midday Discourse on Global TV Abuja. My name is Clinton saying have a wonderful weekend ahead of you, and stay out of problem and get to know The Nigerian NLL is on top of the game. Enjoy the day.